perfect timing. I was getting so lonely all by myself aboard this floating tub, as the boss likes to call it, when in walks an elegant, lovely lady.
Well, I gather you've had lessons from the boss you were referring to?
Oh, no, that's merely my first impression.
And an accurate one at that.
Might I get you a drink?
Certainly. Luke always stocks a bottle or two of the very best.
Helena, I presume.
How did you know?
Luke mentioned you were in town and was hoping you'd stop by for a visit.
Well, how kind of him to say so.
He also mentioned you two have a long and colorful history.
That is a diplomatic way to put it. Yes, Luke and I have many fond memories. Where is he, by the way?
En route as we speak.
Then I'll wait, and I will allow you to entertain me.
Well, may I ask what brings you to the Chuckles?
I have some business in town. But tell me about you. Now, how did a young, good-looking Australian with your obvious talents end up in a casino in upstate New York?
Well, I'd gone on a bit of a walkabout and simply stumbled aboard. I took refuge in this gilded palace during a storm and met Luke and found we had quite a bit in common, including a certain acquaintance of the female persuasion.
What a coincidence.
Indeed.
I have found that very few things happen by chance.
Well, I've found that life often turns unsurprising twists of fate.
Looks will only take you so far. I have no tolerance for thievery. Except when they're working for me.
Helena, you know that I value a good bartender above everything. So please, for me, don't slit the young man's throat. Chuckles run out of people to burn at the stake.
Are you volunteering?
Oh, it's tempting to be thought of as meat on a stick for you.
Oh, I hear you've cheated the Grim Reaper yet again.
Well, you know what they say. Only the good die young.
So this is nothing to worry about.
My darling, please sheath your blade. It would be terribly inconvenient for me if you killed a young man. No one to pour drinks at happy hour.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your quick-fingered employee?
Ethan Lovett, Helena Cassadine.
Of course, she needs no introduction.
He's clever.
And we were getting along so beautifully that imagine my surprise at finding a knife to my throat.
And mine at finding a hand on my wallet?
Oh. Lesson number 1, Mr. Lovett. Never game this woman unless you're prepared to risk and possibly lose your life.
You flatter me, Luke.
Indeed, that's high praise.
He's not a bit naive.
No, we've been working on that.
Aha, it's good work. And he's cute, and he's bright, and his instinct for larceny is admirable. Oh, of course, there is only one man who could ever keep up with me.
Madam, you swell my head.
Oh.
Tell me, what is it that brings you here?
Well, I'm just catching up with my family.
Oh, Igor and Vlad.
Oh, that's excellent. You know, I always called her youngest Vlad.
Great minds.
But I'd be careful. The lady is a little sensitive about her whacked-out gene pool.
Good to know.
You don't want to risk another knife to the jugular.
Or a torch to my steak. Oh, yes, that would burn.
That would be awfully uncomfortable.
I know, that'd be terrible.
Well. Isn't this delicious?
What?
To the glory days of mayhem and murder.
And to many more to come. Congratulations. There's not even the slightest hint of bitterness.
That's because I haven't slipped the arsenic into your drink yet.
And aren't you concerned that I might take advantage of your goodwill?
No. As I understand it, you're here to wreak havoc on your grandson's life this time, not mine.
Oh, a family is so messy, isn't it? I should have stayed a virgin. And how about you? How do you feel about all of this, Ethan Lovett? Has our conversation become dreadfully dull?
Quite the opposite. I'm hanging on every word.
Well, perhaps we can continue this privately later this evening.
Behave yourself. The jury's an innocent lamb. Hey, there's some liquor out back. I want you to go get it. Bring it in. Go get it. Okay, let's get down to it.
Luke, you have given me so many years of pleasure. I wonder if your son will be so enjoyable.
Helena, please don't do that. You have put Lucky through enough hell for one lifetime.
Oh, my darling. Deft parry. But we both know to whom I am referring. Now, Luke, it's quite obvious. Ethan is your son.
You are the queen of mind games.
Oh, come on, Luke. It's perfectly obvious that Ethan is your son. No, he's in his early 20s. Further proof, if there need be, that you strayed during your tedious years with Laura. And now you have a late dividend from your clandestine adventures. Oh, I love it. It is so intriguing. I do hope that Ethan turns out to be more rewarding than Mikos's bastard, Natasha. Now, Natasha has been so dreary, so unpleasant. And she's only soured further with years.
Why don't you stick to your own familial train wreck and leave mine to me?
I can see this is a sensitive subject.
How far? How far are you willing to push this, my passion vine?
Do you need anything? Like a razor wire, body bag?
Well, you have impeccable timing. I was just leaving. Oh. We'll meet again. And when we do, you can show me what you've learned from your employer.
She's one crazy bitch, isn't she?
Crazy like a fox.
I see you have managed to locate St. Gregory.
Yes. You know, legend has it that the good saint was able to predict if you're going to heaven or to hell. You sure you want this on a wall? Staring down at you?
You are beginning to sound like Natasha. Oh, that miserable creature. I should have destroyed her years ago.
If it's any consolation, she feels the same way about you.
I wouldn't mind seeing the lovely Rebecca again, however. She brings back such fond memories of dear, insipid Emily.
Why do you really want this painting?
Well, nostalgia, I suppose. No, Grigory's life was intertwined with that of our ancestors.
You did say they were raised by wolves.
Well, in my lifetime, legacy is beginning to matter. Now, looking backwards allows one to look forward with greater clarity, wouldn't you say?
Why do I get this eerie feeling that this is going to come back to haunt me?
It's wonderful to see you again, my darling. Well, please give our beautiful little Spencer a big kiss from his Grammy Hella.